Hi guys. Okay, we're going to continue on with our lessons on integers. We're on lesson 9.2 in our Math Makes Sense workbook, comparing and ordering integers. So making sure that we can understand which integer is larger than the other integer, and also being able to take multiple integers and put them in order, either in ascending, increasing order, or descending, decreasing order. Descending, decreasing, yeah. Okay, so quick review. Here we go. You can use a number line to compare integers. Absolutely, we talked about this already. Compare positive 2 and negative 3. So if you look on this number line, here is positive 2 right here. And here is negative 3, because here's our 0 point, and we go down to our negative 3. Okay? So if we look at those two numbers, we can compare them. It says positive 2 is to the right of negative 3 on a number line. So here's negative 3. If we wanted to get it to positive 2, we'd have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it's negative 3 outside, minus 3, and it's going to get up to plus 2, that means it has to increase in temperature by 5 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Positive 2 is greater than negative 3. So you write positive 2 is greater than negative 3. Make sure when you're looking at these signs, I always say the big side is the big number. The tiny little point is the tinier number. Okay? Bigger than something smaller. Okay? It's going from big to a tiny point. Okay? So the bigger number here, smaller on this side. Okay, on this one, greater or less than, smaller number here, the lesser number, and the greater number, the bigger number here. Okay? Positive 2 is greater than negative 3, so you write positive 2 is greater than negative 3. Negative 3 is less than positive 2. So you write negative 3 is less than positive 2. So either one of these is correct. Now let's look back at this. Let's say during the day it was positive 2 outside, but then in the evening it decreased in temperature all the way down to negative 3. That means you'd start off with positive 2, and then you would decrease, which means subtract, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would get you to negative 3. Okay? So just a little introduction on how we're going to add and subtract these integers, positive and negatives. So let's look at this again. If we're at negative 3, and we're going to get up to positive 2, that means we have to add, as we're going up, increasing, making it larger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the same thing as, equals, means is the same as, negative 3 plus 5, and you can put a positive there to help you remember. If you don't see a positive sign there, it just means it's a positive number. It's numbers that we're used to working with, okay? But if you want to put a positive sign there, go ahead, okay? Negative 3 plus positive 5, so just think about it. It's minus 3, and you're going to add 5 to it. That brings us all the way up to positive 2. Now, if we were working backwards from here, it's positive 2 outside, and it goes all the way down to negative 3. what do? We start off with our positive 2. And now we're decreasing. It's going down. It's getting colder out. We're going to take away, subtract. How many are we going to subtract? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to subtract 5. Don't put -5 there. We are not subtracting -5. We had 2. We're taking away 5. Now that brings us into the negative. That gets us to the -3. Okay? So that's just a little introduction on how we're going to start writing our integer operations. Okay? To order integers from least to greatest, write them as they appear from left to right on a number line. Yeah, just think about that. Think about where you would find them on a number line. Smallest goes on the left-hand side, okay? And it increases as it goes up towards the right. Or if you think the way my brain does with integers, smallest is down below on the number line, and it increases as you go up on a number line, okay? To order integers from greatest to least, so from the biggest to the smallest, write them as they appear from right to left on a number line. Yeah, so think about which ones would be found here. They're the higher numbers. And as you go to the left, they get smaller and smaller. Okay? From left to right, or from least to greatest, -3, 0, +2, +5. Oh, sorry, I completely missed this. Order +2, -3, 0, and +5 from least to greatest. So here we have +2, they put it here. Okay, if you find it on your number line, +2, -3, 0, and +5. So then, if you're using a number line, you can look at that and go, oh, well now if I'm putting these in order, from least to greatest, -3 is the smallest, then next would come 0, next would be +2, and then after that would be +5. Okay? Okay, we are going to fill in the missing integers. So here is a number line. We check to find our 0 point. And here I can see it goes down to the negatives this way. There's -3. And it is increasing all the way on the way to the right by going to, I see +1, I see +3, I see +7. So now I have to fill in the missing integers. So here is 0. If that is 0 and then I'm going to the left, I'm decreasing. This becomes -1. And this would be -2. Okay? Now this way we're working our way up. +1, +2, +3. You fill in the rest. Okay. Place either greater than or lesser than between the integers. Use a number line if it helps. Yeah, there's a number line down here. If you need to use it, use it. Okay? So here's +9 and 0. Which one is larger? So look at your number line. Here's 0. Here's +9. Which one is further up the number line? Well, +9. So +9 is larger than 0. 9 is larger than 0. Okay? B you can do by yourself. C I'm going to make you do by yourself. Let's take a look at one though. Let's look at E and decide which one is larger. -2 or +10. Well, here's -2. Here's +10. It would be over here. Well, which one makes more sense? Which one's larger? Well, +10. But how about this one? Let's go back to D. Which one's larger? -10 or -1? This is where it gets tricky because we are used to thinking that the larger a number, the bigger it is. But in this incident, where we have a negative 10 or a negative 1, 10 is larger than 1. But because it has a negative sign in front of it, it means it's more negative, which means it's smaller or it's less amount. Okay? So if you think about it that way, negative 10 is smaller than negative 1. Okay? So negative 1 is a larger amount than negative 10. Okay? Right? You can fill in the rest of these on your own, making sure that you remember the difference between your greater than and less than sign. Big side, big number. Small side, smaller amount. Okay? Okay, we're going to continue on page 184 on my next video. Okay, and this is just taking a look at multiple integers and figuring out, comparing them, putting them in order, figuring out which one is the greatest, which one is the least. Okay guys, take care.